This is Ken Loomer. I'm going to be doing a special drum set showcase of this Slingerland Buddy Rich 80N model. And I bought this drum set way back in 1970. Now when I ordered this drum set, I wanted it to be exactly what Buddy Rich played in 1970. So let's take a quick look at this drum set and all the features of this amazing drum set. Slingerland at the time in 1970 was at their best at manufacturing drums. All the shells of these drums were 3-ply with the reinforcement rock maple. So it was maple, poplar, maple with the rock maple reinforcement rings on all the shells. It's an incredible shell. And as you can see, it has that beautiful marine pearl finish. And Slingerland at the time, they put a blue tint to it so it would not yellow. And these drums are now 52 years old. So they held up very well. And as you can see, I took great care of these drums. So let's look at the sizes of this Buddy Rich model 1970 kit. And as you can tell, it's the 14 by 24 inch bass drum. And Slingerland at that time, they used double spurs. And these were absolutely beautiful, the way they angled it. And for me, these bass drums never moved on me with these double spurs. And of course, a nice touch was the pearl inlay on the bass drum with the black maple hoop. You can see the black with that inlay, absolutely beautiful. And of course, you have to have, which was new at the time, the Settle-matic tom holder, which I really love, and it has a way of memorizing the exact point, because it has these clips right here that you can see. Slingerland was actually the first drum company to have like memory locks, so you can remember exactly where you have your tom holder positioned. And just like Buddy, of course, you got to have the two L arms. This one was from Slingerland. And this one is actually a Rogers for the splash. And Buddy kept his Rogers splash arm on his Slingerland kit. And Buddy played Slingerland again, starting from 1968 until April of 1978. But he always had this Rogers splash arm because he was able to adjust the height of this. And like all his cymbals, he liked to have his cymbals completely flat, and this one had, of course, no tilter. It's the only splash arm that I know of that has no tilter. And with the Rogers, you can just position it up or down. That's why he always had it. So I was able to get one, and they didn't make too many of these Rogers splash arms, so they're kind of hard to get. And for the tom over here, it's a 9 by 13. And all the rims at the time were chrome over brass. Beautiful, beautiful rims. And these were patented because Slingerland had its own unique design of it curving in with the chrome over brass. 9 by 13. And of course, standard had to be the two floor toms. Let's take a look at that badge, because that was the oval badge Slingerland. Again, it's 216 by 16. Very rarely did he play that second floor tom. Used it for mainly to hold his towel or a drink. But I did see him a couple of times when I saw him live. When he didn't have anything on that second floor tom, he actually did play it. And let's get to this famous snare drum over here. This is the 4x14 snare drum that Slingerland made for him. It's the Buddy Rich model. It's chrome over wood. And it has the alternate lugs right here. And Buddy always loved the straight edge hoops. So this is the straight edge chrome over brass, sometimes known as the stick chopper hoops. And of course it has the Zoomatic strainer, a great strainer. And let's take a look at all the hardware. Like I tried to, when I ordered the set, to have it exactly the way Buddy played his Slingerland kit in 1970. And there are many, many videos of Buddy playing this exact same kit with the 4x14 chrome over wood. You can see it, there's one great video of him playing Greensleeves at Ronnie Scott's club, and a great video in color of him at the Berlin Jazz Festival in 1970. And the solo on West Side Story with this exact same kit, of course, was unbelievable. So let's take a look at this hardware. Let's start with the Dynamo hi-hat stand that Slingerland made. And this was pretty heavy duty way back in 1970. And it has the spike legs over here. These are spikes. And if you turn the knob, it can go from rubber or to spikes. And they have one spike over here, so it has four. And this is a very heavy duty hi-hat stand at the time. Of course, there's the Slingerland name right on it. And it was held by this plate. And you just put it on by lifting up the knob. And it just goes right in. It has a piece of thick rubber underneath. And like I said, it was Slingerland was one of the first drum companies to have a memory system, so you can remember the height with just this clamp, same as the tom-tom. And let's go over to the cymbal stand. This is the Buddy Rich model Slingerland cymbal stand. And when I order it, which is very rare, you don't see no tilter, because Buddy loved to have his cymbals completely flat. So you don't see too many of these stands. And if you look at the stands, they still look brand new. And what's unique about this Buddy Rich cymbal stand is that it has 3 stages. Most cymbal stands have 2 stages. You got stage number 1 here, you got stage number 2, and then number 3. And the reason for that, because this thing will break down to only 20 inches high, and they used to put all the hardware in a trap case. So that's the reason for that. So it can go right down to 20 inches, and you can put these cymbal stands right in the trap, fiber trap case. Yeah, another thing about this hi-hat, it was one of the first stands that actually had a wheel on it so you can adjust the tension. And let's take a look at the, they always put a little sticker on all their stands. Let's get this thing in focus here. Slingerland. Let's go here in the front so we can look at the cymbal stand. See, yeah, there it is right there. And the handles were huge. They had these huge metal handles for the first stage, second stage. Then they had a regular thumb screw here for the third stage. And I actually love these cymbal stands. I mean, at the time, you know, it's heavy gauge steel. Well, like I said, it collapses down to only 20 inches. Now we look at the snare drum stand, which is also unique. Let's go over here. This is called the rocket snare drum stand. Now if you notice right there, you see a lever that you can just pull down, and the snare drum is a lot easier to put on and off. This thing will just collapse down. Let me see if I can show it here while I hold the camera. This level right here, see? A lot easier to, and then you put it up. Very unique design. And of course, let's take a look at the foot pedal, because Buddy always, starting from 1960, always played the Rogers Swivel-matic foot pedal, which is one of the greatest foot pedals ever made. Right here. Now if you look at this this part right here, this screw right there with the drum key, that way you can adjust this footboard. You can slide it in or out depending on the size of your foot. Then of course, what you can do, this thing comes up. You see these two screws? This post can go up or down. And of course, you can adjust right here with this, the angle of the beater. And there's another angle right over here, you can see. You can adjust this part left or right. So it's an incredible foot pedal, and Buddy always loved the strap. But this is the strap model, which I always love because it gives. And Buddy always played this with his Slingerland kit. And most of the time when he went with Ludwig, he had this pedal. And of course, when he went back to playing Slingerland with the Radio King set, this Rogers pedal was always there. So that was a mainstay of his equipment, was this Rogers Swivel-matic. And of course, you got to have the wooden beater. That's a must. And of course, you got to have the drum throne, canister throne, 24 inches high. And Slingerland in 1970 was at the height of their manufacturing. They made incredible drums, like I said, the 3-ply shells with the reinforcement rings, and of course all the hoops were chrome over brass, and the hardware was excellent for the time period. And of course, Buddy always loved that marine pearl finish with the blue tint. Absolutely gorgeous. Now let me show you the catalog over here so you can see that snare drum. It's the Buddy Rich Pearl snare, and the other one, which is chrome over wood, chrome covered. And Buddy played both types, the marine pearl and the chrome over wood. in 69, 70, and part of 71. And here's an advertisement of a buddy promoting his Slingerland drums in 1970. And you can see right there's that chrome over wood 4x14 inch with the straight edge hoops. And you can read about all the features of this drum set right here. And these drums were made right here at the Niles factory. Here's a picture of the Slingerland Drum Company, which, as they say right here, was the world's largest, most modern drum plant at the time. And right here, this is a picture that I took of Buddy in 1970 when I went and saw him. You can see right there's that 4x14 chrome over wood. Just an absolutely incredible concert to see him live, and I was fortunate enough to see him well over 100 times. And I made a special video on his 100th birthday, and I showed hundreds of pictures that I took of Buddy. I saw Buddy from 69 to 86. Now this picture was taken in 1970 when he was playing the set that I wanted, that I ordered. And as you can see, at the time they had like a 5-year, see if I can get this glare out, 5-year warranty, which was the most in the industry at that time. And you can see right there the Slingerland chrome plated solid brass conrooms, which was actually the best in the industry at the time. Beautiful. Made right here at the Niles, Illinois new drum factory that Slingerland had at the time. And let's go over here and take a look. This is the exact same set that Buddy played in 1970. And this is the way I ordered it from Sam Ash Music in New York City, way back in the fall of 1970. Just one of the greatest drum sets ever made. And I'm going to be doing, in part 2, a sound demo. So not to worry, I'll be playing these drums. I actually have many videos of me playing this drum set with my Ken Loomer big band. So I'll post one link below that you can check out right away. Then I'll be doing part 2 of me playing this incredible Slingerland 80N Buddy Rich drum kit. And as you can see, it still looks brand new. Even all the hardware, all the original hardware looks new. And the main thing about this drum set is it sounds incredible with the way they make shells. So hopefully, now that DW owns the Slingerland Drum Company, they might be able to make this exact same set. And I'm sure a lot of drummers would love to have this snare drum. The chrome over wood. And let me turn this camera around so you can see I actually own the Marine Pearl version right here with the Zoomatic right here. You can see the lugs, of course the straight edge, chrome over brass hoop. Just a fantastic snare drum. And you can see Buddy playing this exact Marine Pearl snare drum with this set. If you check out Buddy Rich in Paris, 1970. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this showcase of the Buddy Rich 1970 Slingerland drum set, one of the greatest drum sets ever made. As you can see, it lasted for 52 years for me, and I never knew that one day I would actually play it with my big band. I've had my big band now for 19 years, so I have hundreds and hundreds of videos of my big band using this drum set in concert. So like I said, I'll post a link of it if you want to check it out. And let's take a look at some of the cymbals, because Buddy always played a zillion cymbals. On this side was always a thin 18-inch crash. Here is the famous 8-inch splash, 20-inch ride, and over here is a 18-inch medium thin crash. And of course, Buddy always had his new beat hi-hats. And of course, on all the stands, you gotta have the zillion cymbal snaps. Gold. Gotta have it. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this showcase of the Buddy Rich 1970 Slingerland drum set. So until next time, happy drumming.